The first thing I'm getting is something to do with her throat. It feels very scratchy and strained, and I don't know if she's having trouble breathing, but I was coughing earlier before she died, of course. I'm seeing spiky things like eyelashes, really spiky, pronounced eyelashes. Okay, she insisted on that when she was put in the casket. She insisted on having her eyelashes done. I'm seeing a lot of golden light coming from her. I feel like she was bathed in golden light. There's so much gold. She was a golden light in this world. I'm getting the date November, and this is November as well. So there's something about November 17th. I think today is actually the 21st of November, but there's something about November 17th. I'm getting a very peaceful feeling from her. I definitely feel that she was aware that she was going to pass, and she went through the tunnel of light, and she feels so peaceful. Just absolutely peaceful and happy. She's surrounded by people she loves, and before she passed, she was surrounded by people she loves. And she's so grateful for that. She was holding their hands. She shows me lying in a bed with, it seems like it's a very comfortable room, a large room with like oriental rugs and very homey looking, but it was a hospital bed with the raised arms, the raised bars on it. So she knew she was passing. It definitely has something to do with breathing, her heart, but breathing, her respiratory system. So she was hooked up to IVs, but she was surrounded by people that she loves, and she felt very peaceful. And especially going through that tunnel of light, she just feels like she's so happy to see her father. There's a little girl with little pigtails and ribbons. She's seeing her grandmother. There's so many people who came to greet her when she passed, going through that tunnel. Oh, I just feel this radiant light. It just keeps coming in waves. It's such a radiant light. Yellows and kind of an orangish yellow and pink overlay on the yellow. It just is very loving and happy and peaceful. She'd gotten her nails done, and she has this, I don't know if it's a wig, but it's a very 1970s Afro style, very round hair, and she looks really young. Just, her skin is glowing. Wow. Yeah, her nails are gorgeous. I don't know why. She keeps drawing me toward her nails. Her nails are beautiful. They're very long, kind of painted in a tipped style with the white ends and kind of sparkly but natural looking. She's just, she keeps showing me that scene in the hospital bed, and she's just smiling, even though she's hooked up to all these things and she knows she's going to die. She's so grateful for her life that she got to live, and she got to share her voice, her beautiful voice, even though she's having trouble. It feels like she's having trouble singing, talking, anything to do with her throat at the end of her life. It doesn't feel like she's able to communicate as much as she would like to. But she's so grateful that she got to share her voice in this world before she passed. And she's showing me that she's singing with a choir now. She's in this choir robe with a group of people, and she's getting to sing in a choir, and she's just, she just looks so radiant and so happy, and she's getting to raise her voice, and she doesn't have any pain anymore. So her voice is just clear, and she can hit all the notes, and she's putting her hand up in the air like, la, so she's showing me how high she can get those notes now. And she's kind of hitting her chest like, I can do low notes too. But her favorite is kind of hitting those high notes. It feels like there was some kind of fear before she passed about taking care of, or the people around her. There was some competition having to do with something about her money or material possessions, or she was worried about that. That's what it feels like. She was worried about all the people in her life fighting over things and having petty conflicts about her possessions. And she just reminded them that she wants them to be loving and kind. She was a very nurturing, kind, loving person. And she didn't believe in that petty, especially at the end of her life, that petty competition of having one up on people. She really didn't want that kind of energy around her. And she just wanted love and that emotional freedom to share her feelings with the people that she loved, and also allowing them to be loving and really encouraging them to be loving toward each other and to not worry about all the petty things in life. That's not what's important. It did feel like she wasn't ready to go, even though she had this pain. She had some loose ends that she wanted to tie up. She wanted the peace and harmony. She really wanted that. So she was working toward that peace and harmony. And it looks like she gained it before she died. So I'm going to get a little more information about that. At the end of her life, looking back, she was very, very proud of her accomplishments and the things that she got to share with the world and the recognition that was given. There was a lot of recognition given in her lifetime, and she really felt that. She felt like people appreciated what she had to offer, and she was very grateful for that. And she'd worked hard. She'd worked hard to achieve it, and she was definitely an artist who worked hard to share her gifts with the world. There was someone in her life who was her rock. And she gave me the name Bob. I don't know if he was a Robert. It kind of feels like he was a Robert. But she called him Bob. And he was her rock, her emotional rock. And he was also kind of suspicious of people around her. I don't know if he was jealous, but he definitely kept an eye on the people around her, and he wanted to protect her because he really had this deep connection with her. It does feel like they were married, that this very emotional man she was married to, or she celebrated major milestones in her life with him. But she felt very stable when he was in her life. And for some reason, it led to some petty conflicts and kind of superficial. I do feel like there was some jealousy involved. I don't know whose part it was on. It feels like there was some jealousy involved. And yeah, it feels like it's on his side. He was pretty possessive of her and felt very jealous toward the other people in her life who were very involved. There were a lot of people involved in her life, and he was quite jealous of them. But for some reason, she really saw him as her emotional support. And maybe it was other people that were jealous. I'm not sure. I'm not getting a clear answer about that. But there was definitely some jealousy involved and some possessiveness, and it feels like it was a lot of other people who were vying for her attention. There are 3 very significant people in her life. And she feels very loved by them, and she hopes that they feel loved by her. She still loves them very much. One of these people was named Ruby. Moving on, there was some kind of jewelry. It feels like it was a ring with a triangle that had these lines coming out of it. So there's something to do with a triangle with lines coming out of it, and it does feel like it's a piece of jewelry that maybe had a ruby in it. So I'm not sure if Ruby was a real person or she gave this ruby ring, to someone very significant in her life. It's a very unusual ring. It's definitely got an unusual shape, like a triangle or a star or something. There's something to do with a star. Also, the color red. The color red and pink were very prominent in her life. There's something about, she was very spiritual. Janae was very spiritual. I feel that she was very connected to her higher realms, her higher self. She was very aware of synchronicities and was very guided spiritually in her life. And that she attests that is what helped her be famous, was she kind of followed this guidance, this internal guidance. She would get clues and she would follow them, and it really caused her great joy and led her in the right direction. She's so surrounded by people that loved her and appreciated what she had to give. That's why it's kind of confusing about this jealous person, possibly named Bob. Threes were very significant in her life. She liked threes. It seems like three significant people were in her life. Lots and lots of threes. It feels very, very, very significant. Threes are about past, present, and future, and growth and expansion. She definitely followed that guidance, and she's able to play now. She loved to play. She had an innocence that she never lost in this lifetime. That's why I'm getting so much pink and red, but pink, a lot of pink, which is about self-love, acceptance, innocence, purity. Not purity so much as, I'm just thinking more, it feels more, she had a really pure heart. She had this pure desire for everyone to be happy around her, and people did feel happy around her. She had a sense of adventure, and right now she got her wings. She got to get her wings. She's able to fly now, and she's able to really follow up with some of these adventures that she wanted to have in her lifetime. And she did have a lot of adventures in her lifetime. She loved discovering new things and sharing them with people. But now she has the key, and she knows how to fly. There is definitely someone who was shrouded in mystery in her life, and they felt left out in the cold. And she felt really bad about that. She feels bad about that she couldn't help this person. I don't know who. Let's see. Who is this person? I'm getting the name Jamal, and his last name starts with an H, and there's an A. It's almost like Jamal Hamal. I don't know. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, this person was very depressed, felt very isolated, and was definitely feeling left out in the cold. Or feels that way now. And if she can help this person, she will. She sees them, and she will help this person. This person just needs to open up and reach out and ask for her help on the other side. She will definitely help this person. She can help this person. She wants to assure to everyone that if you're going through a rough time right now, and those of you who had trouble with her passing and just feels like left out in the cold, that's really what it comes down to. Anyone who felt surprised by her passing, she wants you to know that everything's going to be okay and you will find your happiness. Trust yourself and your passions. Follow your passions. She followed her passion in life. And it didn't always work out, but for the most part it did. And she enjoyed the process of following her passions. She definitely knew how to make things happen. And she trusted her inner guidance and her spiritual guidance. And it always led to the community that she wanted in her life, the love and nurturing and everyone supporting each other and animals. And it feels like there were definitely animals, pets in her life. She loved having them, possibly dogs. It feels like it might be 3 dogs. One is white and kind of like a poodle, from what I can tell, with the puffy ears, and kind of scruffy though, not like a poodle. I don't know my dogs very well, but she's showing me that she had 3 dogs. Okay, and where was I going with this? Oh, and she loved charity. She loved sharing her wealth with people, and she wants to remind everyone that once you have the success from following your passion, share it with other people. Share your wealth, not just of your skills and your abilities, but be generous and help those in need. Help people who want to follow their passions too, and maybe weren't given the means in life to do that. She really loves that give and take, just that harmony. She just feels like she was a very harmonious person, not just in music, but in her life. Like, she just was the kind of person you wanted to be around because you just felt better because she was in the room. And to the people who didn't treat her right and didn't treat the people around her right, she trusts in the judgment of those people, that what goes around comes around. That's what she's telling me. What goes around comes around, and she's not worried about it. She's allowing divine judgment to come in and wake them up. This is their wake-up call. This is her telling you, if you feel like there are things that need to be made amends to, this is the time to fix it, Don't wait. Make amends. Just love yourself, love your life, love the people around you. Make sure they know it. Her message is to just be as harmonious as you possibly can and be as playful as you can and follow your passion. That is her message.